Yeah. Well, you can certainly call it the incredible disappearing marriage. You wouldn't be wrong there. With me here in New York, TV and radio host Michael Billy. Joining me from Hollywood tonight, attorney Debra Opri. Now, Kris reportedly wants that annulment because he feels Kim duped him into marrying her. Kim wants a divorce, and she's repeatedly insisted she did marry for love, despite what Michael Billy may think. But Debra Opri, please help me understand this. Divorce, annulment, what difference does it make how these two split up?
It makes a big difference because if there's no marriage and there's no divorce, there's no spousal support. So annulment is a biggie. What we need to understand is that there's probably a strategy war going on here. If it's true that they both consulted with an attorney and were advised an annulment won't work and you're wasting a lot of time if it's denied, she files for the divorce. He comes back and says no annulment. The annulment gets denied out of a lack of proof because, face it, to prove fraud, even in annulment, it's very difficult burden of proof. So if the annulment gets kicked, they still have the divorce short-term 72 days. As far as the marital claims by Kim as a divorce attorney, I would say that 72 days is the strongest evidence going against her for entering into a marriage that she wanted to work, and it's going to help him, period.
That'll be very interesting to see how that works. Although, you know, if spousal support is eliminated by an annulment, I can't help but think, well, then he won't get any money, and I would think he would want to get money because I would think she'd be the one paying out. But I digress, Deborah. How do you think the saga will end? With a divorce or annulment? I mean, is that 72-day thing strong enough?
It's going to be a divorce. They're not going to go through the hoops to prove in a trial fraud. I think there's going to be a settlement. I think he's basically negotiating to get whatever properties he wants to get. I think there is a prenup. The prenup will govern, but maybe she'll entice him a little bit more with walking away. It will get settled like most Hollywood divorces are.
And do I have that right, Deborah? If prenup aside, as far as spousal support is concerned, her being really the primary breadwinner, he'd be getting the money, wouldn't he?
Not necessarily. The prenup governs. I mean, if there is a period of time by which they had to stay married in order for this to generate any spousal support, but, you know, let's face it, a 2.5-month marriage, who expects what? Yeah. Mr. Jeffries, don't expect anything.
Good point. Good point. Now, listen, while Kris and Kim are squabbling over their breakup, everybody's talking about someone else who's beefing with the Kardashian, James Bond himself, Daniel Craig. In a brand new interview in the British GQ, he actually calls the Kardashians, well, essentially effing idiots, and he suggests they don't deserve privacy because they sold it for the reality show. So, when we asked in our Showbiz Tonight exclusive poll whether Daniel Craig's got that right, wow, look at the results just in late today. Yeah, 93% agreed with Craig. And look at this. This is pretty funny. 7% disagreed with 007. 7%. Kind of funny it worked out that way. Why do you think, Michael, it has struck such a chord with people, Daniel Craig's Kardashian slam?
Well, look, a lot of people are upset about the marriage, right? We know that. Like I've said before, gay marriage is a huge issue right now. A lot of people feel frauded by this. A lot of people want an annulment from the marriage altogether. So everybody's on board with this to back Kris and how he feels. We're upset. We're annoyed. And anybody who's willing to speak out against the Kardashian machine, I think, has all the more power to them.
Yeah, and I think when you hear somebody like Daniel Craig, who ordinarily doesn't have a lot to say about these things, speaking about it so passionately,
I know.
it
What's
does say
007
something.
doing with social media?
Michael Billy, Debra Opri, I got to end it there, but
Shaker.
thank you so much.
Shaker, don't stir.
All right.